Oh, okay, so you're all using Windows now, I see. Yeah, I know that I'm viewing the analytics for my other channel, but still, 0.2% of my views on my other channel are from Linux. Well, I mean, that percentage does go up if we remove the mobile users, but still, that's a lot of people not using Linux. So today we're going to change that. So most of you probably use Windows because, well, Windows has the majority market share, and 2023 is not the year of the Linux desktop. So the first step in beginning your Linux journey is to pick a distro. Most people will probably just go with Ubuntu because it seems very beginner friendly, and it is. But distrochooser.de is a very good tool to pick your first Linux distro. So I would just say like Linux Mint if I'm just recommending it to you because, well, Linux Mint is based on Ubuntu. It's very user friendly, has a familiar interface. But DistroChooser, you start the test, so you pick what you want to do. Then you pick your skill level. Then you choose like your settings and stuff. Like I want to choose settings by myself. I don't really like graphical stuff. Your computer hardware, this user interface. I don't know why there would be any paid Linux distributions. Aside from like enterprise stuff, I am not aware of any distribution where you actually have to pay a fee to download or install it. Yeah, I'm aware that some distros make you pay for extra features. I like to install basic programs myself. I want to use free licenses. No, I do not want my privacy being invaded upon. And I install software mostly using terminal commands. I believe, no, we're not done. I like fast updates. And I'm done. So, I got recommended Arch Linux, and I am using Arch Linux right now. Gentoo and Artix Linux, Void Linux. Yeah, it gives you a couple of recommendations, and for each one, it gives you some pros and cons. They should note that here on Arch and Gentoo that it is extremely difficult, especially Gentoo. Actually, Arch is pretty easy to install compared to Gentoo. If you're still unsure which distribution you would like to pick, give it a try because most distros actually have a live USB, meaning you can try it out just once, see how you like it, or you can dual boot. This is good if you want to continuously use that distro, but without a commitment, or you can use a VM. Once you've decided what distro you like, of course you can install it on your system. The next thing is picking your desktop environment. As you can see on Manjaro alone is 8 options for desktop environments, which is quite a lot. I personally use XFCE. It's highly customizable. Some people may like GNOME. Plasma is extremely unstable and buggy and slow, at least from my experience. You have some others like Budgie, Cinnamon, Mate, Sway, and i3. They are tiling window managers, and I am not a big fan of them. I suggest that if you're a beginner, you do not use a tiling window manager. Most of the time, the more experienced users use tiling window managers as it can improve productivity. I've tried it. I don't like it. Another very big thing is software. On Linux, you don't have big popular software because the market share is too low for them to even care about supporting Linux. But Linux has its alternatives. Sometimes they're even better than the original program. Firstly, Office suites. WPS Office does exist on Linux. However, I would advise you to not use it because I've heard that it's Chinese spyware. Also, it displays pop-up advertisements on your system even when you're not using it or the application is just closed entirely. It'll display pop-ups like it did earlier to me today when I opened up my old laptop which had it on it. But one very good alternative is LibreOffice. It has all the features that you expect from an Office suite. There's a word processor, spreadsheets, presentations, everything. And to be completely honest, it's better than Microsoft Office. In the department of video editing, DaVinci Resolve works very well on Linux. However, there is a slight issue. It might be just for me, maybe it's for everyone on Linux, but the keyboard does not work. Like, I can pause the video, but I have to use the mouse because it does not take any keyboard input for some reason. Also, you must transcode your videos to something like DNxHD before you can actually import them, because for some reason the Linux version of DaVinci Resolve does not support common codecs. In order to transcode them, I have a command. I need to find it. And that command is here, ffmpeg-I, your video. Mine's an MKV because I record in MKV. -C:\v DNxHD -S 1920 by 1080 -R 30 frames per second. Yeah, that's what it is. -B:\v 36 AM. That's the bitrate and the output file. FFmpeg has never let me down. It works perfectly. And you can also use a tool called Handbrake. However, I believe it lacks support for many codecs. Yeah, many codecs are not supported. It's just H.264, H.265, MPEG-4, MPEG-2, AV1. Gaming. Everyone in my friend group says that gaming on Linux is terrible, and that's the reason why they won't switch. But it's actually in a very good state right now. I can run almost any game natively on my Linux system through Proton GE. It's a modified version of Proton, but even Proton itself is getting better and better. But any game that does not run with regular Proton most likely will work with Proton GE. Assuming it's on Steam, of course. Other games can be run with Wine and some additional packages. Or you can get a second graphics card and make a virtual machine with GPU pass-through. I might make a tutorial on that one. So are you ready to start your Linux journey? Comment down below which distribution you think you will like. Are you already using Linux? Comment which distribution you use. Thanks for watching. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I am out.